we're back. And we actually made this video already, and then we realized our mics weren't turned on, so here we are again. So it's really sad because it was a good video.
Technical difficulties.
But we'll make this video just as good, I'm sure. Anyway, we're here to do a book haul. And we went to the Books A Million store again and shopped the clearance again. As you can tell by the thumbnail.
Bargain priced.
Right. I found many books, and he not so much. My first book is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And I just think it's kind of like a cute little squatty book. Isn't that cute? Anyway.
It's like the perfect size for a novel, I think, you know.
I agree. Anyway, this one says the beautiful one, the golden couple, the violated one, the new parents, the quiet one, the city boy, and the outsider. One of these friends is a murderer, and one won't make it out alive. And that's all it says.
Archetypes, the book.
That's fantastic. I think that sounds awesome.
My first one was yet more poetry. This one is Wordsworth, William Wordsworth, English poet. Pretty famous for, let's see, I thought he, basically he's one of the founding fathers of English romantic poetry. That's pretty much it. It's poetry, you know, I mean, like, you like it or you don't, so. The
next one I got is The Wife Between Us. And here we go. It's also another thriller. I think pretty much all these are pretty much thrillers. I found this book through another booktuber. Her name is Murphy. She is not a thriller. She's not like a thriller person. She's more of a fantasy, but she liked this one. So if a non-thriller loves it, I would think that a thriller should love it, right? Maybe?
A thriller reader?
Yeah. It's about an ex-wife and her replacement, the person who's going to get married to her ex-husband.
Oh.
And it says a twisted love triangle. That's all I got.
I mean, if you're divorced, doesn't that mean that pretty much that triangle is
apparently
all
not
in your head? Okay.
She's apparently obsessed, or they say it would seem like she's obsessed, but you'd be wrong with her replacement.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go again and do The Last House Guest. Look at that. By Megan Miranda. And this is apparently like about a town that's like a vacation hotspot. Like a lot of people just show up there just to do a vacation, like they don't live there. Mm-hmm. But there's two girls, and one is a local. Her name is Avery, which is our daughter's name, so already a win. And then the girl, they call her a summer girl because she only shows up for the summer and then leaves to go back home. And her name's Sadie. They become extremely close friends, like they're inseparable. And then Sadie ends up, she's found dead. And a lot of people are thinking it's Avery who murdered her, and so Avery's trying to clear her name.
My next book is a book I had never heard of. It's by Stan Lee called Alliances, A Trick of Light. Stan Lee, as you might know, is one of the creators of many Marvel characters from Marvel Comics, like Spider-Man. I think he helped create Captain America. I think Black Panther, a whole bunch of them. But this one, well, hopefully it's good.
The next book I'm going to be talking about is called The Twin by Natasha Preston. I've got multiple books of hers. She's another thriller writer. This one is about Ivory and Iris. They are twin girls. Their parents decide to get a divorce. Mom takes one, the father takes the other. Don't know why that would work, but mother dies, so I think it's Iris has to move back with obviously her father and Ivy. And Ivy feels like it's excited at first, but then it seems like Iris is acting weird and out to get her. But that can't be right because she's her twin. So she's like all conflicted apparently. And then I got another book by Kiersten. It's called Slayer. And there's a series and also a movie. The movie's older than the series, and the series better, but called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a
Never
90s.
heard of it.
No? Liar. It's a 90s show, and it's about a slayer who slays vampires and other,
creatures
of the night. in the end of that series. This is about a Slayer, not Buffy, but this is about a Slayer after that series is over. But I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, I love it. He would, be a testament to that, because I've made him, I don't know how many times I've watched the series, but it's ridiculously amount. And when I bring him back out to watch him again, he's always like, oh God, here we go again. Here's a new chapter of that. Pretty excited.
Okay, my next book that I picked up was one I've wanted to read for a long time, and like I said previously, I haven't been super thrilled with reading much of Stephen King in the past, but this is one of the books that I see recommended often. I picked up a copy of Salem's Lot. This is his second novel, and it apparently has to do with vampires, of course, in a small town in, I think, Maine, New England town. I really hope this is really good, because I think if it's not, I probably won't read anything else by Stephen King.
I just yesterday finished The Shining, and I do recommend it. At first I wasn't sure, because I wasn't the fan of Jack, the main character, but it gets really good really fast.
I don't think you're supposed to be a fan of Jack, ever.
Well, I feel like the story would be better if you were a fan in the beginning of Jack, and then they get to this hotel, and it's like, this poor man. But that's not the case.
I don't mind awful characters, or bad, or evil characters, or whatever, as long as they're compelling, It's, like, believable.
Oh, this is believable, but I just don't like it when they treat their own, child.
Well, that's because of your personal beliefs, not because of what was written.
Whatever.
You're
Anyway.
You're projecting.
I enjoyed the book, though.
You're projecting onto the character. Your own values.
I liked it.
Okay,
so I feel
your turn.
Like you should read it.
Okay, maybe. If Salem's Lot is good, maybe I'll give The Shining a go.
All right, so the next that I am going to go ahead and talk about is called The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. I have multiple books of hers. She's another thriller writer. This one is about Tiala, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, and Zach, and they are a very young couple who have a child, a little baby boy, and the daughter, Talia's mother, decides to babysit for them one night so they can have a night out as parents together without the child. But they never come back. They just disappear. And so Zach's mother thinks that they just abandoned the baby and ran off, but Talia's mother feels like that's not the case, so she's trying to figure things out.
Neat.
And she's I feel like a thriller writer, so I'm excited about that one. The next one for my book of the month is called The Collective, and this is actually my book of the book, and it's about a mother who had a 5-year-old daughter. The daughter was murdered, and she thinks it's unsolved, and she thinks it's one guy, and the collective is a group of people who find her and want to help her exact revenge.
My last one is Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames. It's kind of a cool cover, actually. I like the color contrast. It's not I don't think it's a direct sequel to Kings of the Wild, which is a book where one of the members approaches the rest to get the gang back together, get the band back together for one last adventure. She hasn't read it yet. She wants to. It's very good. I really liked it. The pacing, it's long. It's like 400 pages plus, I think. But the pacing is really good. There's plenty of adventure and action and a little bit of intrigue and some pretty interesting characters. I really liked it. This is Kings of the Wild. I recommend it if you like fantasy.
I really want to read this book, so he can't say too much about it because he's not going to spoil it for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't spoil it anyway. But back to this book. It's not a direct sequel, but it's in the same universe. But this time it's about a female who jumps into a band that comes into her town, and she joins them, led by the infamous Bloody Rose. I'm not really sure who that is. I had a feeling I know who it is, but I'm not going to say. I do definitely look forward to reading this. Probably the most out of all of them, because I know what I'm jumping into with Nicholas Eames or however you say his name.
His writing style.
So yeah, pretty cool. Very approachable, easy to read. Definitely recommend the first book.
So my last two are kind of together, so I'll talk about them together. This is the third book of, I don't know if I guess it is a series because it is about the same girl. Her name is Audrey, and she solves things or tries to capture people or what have you. I haven't started the series, so I'm not sure exactly how it sets up. But this is the third one in it, and it's called Escaping from Houdini. And then I also got the fourth one, Capturing the Devil. I guess it's the newest one of the four. This one it's like I said, Audrey's in all the books, but Audrey is on a boat heading to America. But then while she's on this boat, a bunch of young women are being found dead, and apparently Houdini is the prime suspect in her little world. So there's that. And then in this one, she's in America, she's in Chicago, and she finds a serial killer. I can never say that. Apparently she's trying to get him arrested, but it's going to be ridiculously hard. Apparently he's got a lot of power. I don't know even who he is yet, obviously, because I haven't read the book. And he has a hotel that he has built that's called Murder Hotel.
Oh, it sounds like sort of like H.H. White.
Oh, well, was he considered the devil? Well,
He was called Devil in the White City.
There's a Ferris wheel in it, so maybe it is him.
And the Chicago World's Fair.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
He basically retrofitted his whole building to be like a murder castle or whatever he called it. Like every room was designed to kill people in some way.
Well, I think that's the whole point of this series is because the first one is about Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that sounds intriguing.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty excited about reading it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's our book haul. As usual, I got less than half of what she picked up. She just managed to,
I know.
And I'm like, do I spend money? So
Stan Lee's thanks to me though, because he was like, I don't know how you get all these books. I was like, there's books all over the place for you. There's one over there about Stan Lee. He's like, what? So he wasn't even really looking because he didn't want to spend money.
I look plenty. I grew up broke or poor or frugal or however you want to word it. So I just really think about, how I spend money and stuff. So
Sure.
It's debilitating in some ways. So.
Well, anyway, we did another book haul. Oh, we did another book purchase, huge book purchase, and we wanted to share with you. So there you go.
Yeah, if you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Yes. Let us know what you think if you bought any books recently, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.